Thanks for watching us tonight. Let's get right to our top story. Donald Trump in the no-spin zone. The Republican presidential nominee joins us now by phone from Orlando. Now, Mr. Trump, I want to first ask you about this soundbite from yesterday that's been getting a ton of attention.
ISIS is honoring President Obama. He is the founder of ISIS. He's the founder of ISIS, okay? He's the founder. He founded ISIS. And I would say the co-founder would be crooked Hillary Clinton.
And you doubled down on those comments in another interview earlier today. But just a few hours ago, Hillary Clinton suggested that you were just repeating Vladimir Putin's talking points.
Well, I didn't know about Putin saying anything about it, but everybody knows that, first of all, we should have never, and I've been saying from the beginning, we should have never gone into Iraq. But once we were in, we should have never left the way we left, Eric. We just left it open, and that's when ISIS really came about, big league. And now they're in 28 different countries. The president has been trying to play down ISIS like it's not that big of a deal, like they're not as powerful. We should knock them out. We should knock the hell out of them. He's not willing to do that. As far as I'm concerned, and I'll say it, and I'll say it to anybody that wants to listen, he is a founder of ISIS. They must love him, because without him, you wouldn't have the threat, the horrible situation going on around the world with ISIS.
Some people are saying maybe not the founder, but possibly he's an enabler of ISIS, where I think you might get some agreement even on the Democrat side.
Well, I'd call him a founder. Look, ISIS could have been knocked out. It could have been knocked out very swiftly. The way he got out, we shouldn't have been in Iraq, but we shouldn't have gotten out the way we got out, where he gives a date where he said this is when approximately, and then even in detail when we're leaving. Look, he has been, as a president, a disaster, bad judgment, but really bad judgment. As said by Bernie Sanders, bad judgment is Hillary Clinton. Bernie Sanders said she suffers from bad judgment. She certainly does. You can throw Libya into the puzzle. You can throw plenty of other things into the puzzle. The two of them have been catastrophic for our country. And he is a founder, and she's right there with him.
All right. Let's move on to another subject. We have a lot to get to. Hillary Clinton keeps saying that these email scandals are old news, yet we keep getting more and more information as, thanks to FOIA requests, more emails in this latest round tying the Clinton Foundation to her tenure at the State Department, possibly quid pro quo. Your thoughts?
Well, the email scandal is such a disaster that if it was anybody else in this country other than her, they'd be in prison a long time ago. She got rid of 33,000 emails. It's unheard of. Who ever heard of that? He talks about a wedding and a yoga class. She got rid of 33,000 emails, and whether they were deleted or cleaned, the server, the whole thing is corrupt. And frankly, I think anybody else other than her, look at what happened to General Petraeus. Look at what happened to so many other people for doing so much less. Anybody other than her would have been put away a long time ago.
You know, and some of these emails are coming through FOIA requests, which take an insane amount of time to get these things released, but also some hacking, some WikiLeaks, whatnot. Do you think there's an October surprise via email for Hillary Clinton?
I really don't know, but I can tell you when somebody loses 33,000, it's unbelievable. The number, the sheer magnitude, the number of emails, and to have nothing happen when something like that happens. So I have no idea. We'll find out, I guess, but I have absolutely no idea.
All right. Hillary Clinton earlier today unveiled her economic policy plan. We have a little piece of sound. Take a listen. We want you to react to it.
I'm running for president to build an economy that works for everyone, not just those at the top. And based on what we know from the Trump campaign, he wants America to work for him and his friends at the expense of everyone else.
Your thoughts on that? Do you want America to work for you and your friends at the expense of everyone else?
Well, it's totally false, as you understand. We're going to create jobs. We're lowering taxes. We're lowering business taxes so that businesses, instead of leaving the country and going to Mexico and every other place you can imagine, they'll stay in the United States and they'll employ more people. We have to lower taxes. Our business taxes and our taxes are the highest in the world. Now, you could say for the major industrialized countries, but most people would say, period, the highest in the world. We have among the highest taxes in the world. We're losing our companies. We're losing our jobs. People are being laid off all over the place. I go through every state. I'm all over. And I look at New York State. I look at the devastation of upstate New York and the devastation that took place in Pennsylvania and Ohio and Michigan. Look what's going on with the car companies building these massive plants in Mexico and laying off people in Michigan. And she doesn't know. I mean, she doesn't know. You just read the Washington Post from 2 days ago, the front page story, what she was going to do for New York, upstate New York, and it's turned into be total devastation. The only one that benefited was her crony friends that made money off it. She was a disaster in terms of jobs for New York State.
You know, I read this thing, and it reads like almost like a socialist manifesto. Tax the makers, hand out to the takers. A couple of things. Free college. Expanding Obamacare to a full public option. Public option for health care. Assistance to unions. It goes on and on. How in the world is she going to pay for that? Have you looked at her plan yet?
Well, you're going to have to double up taxes. People are going to have to pay twice what they're paying right now, and we already have the highest tax. So what she's doing, and it's going to be a terrible plan. It's going to be like Obama, where he used to say you can keep your plan, you can keep your doctor. This is going to be a terrible plan. And it's very simple. You're going to have to pay more than double the taxes you're paying right now with the kind of goodies she's throwing out. So she'll throw out goodies on the table. What she doesn't say is that your taxes are going to be doubled. I think you'll end up having nothing but heartache. Now, we're going to repeal and replace Obamacare. People are going to pay much less money. They're going to pay so much less. They're going to have such a better plan. It's not working. Obamacare is too expensive for people. Look at what's going on with premiums. Premiums are going up 17, 20, 25 in Texas through Blue Cross Blue Shield. It's gone up almost 50%. And by the way, Eric, in November, new numbers are going to come out on Obamacare that are going to be election-shattering numbers.
They've done nothing but go up.
Delay it till December.
Costs have done nothing but go up. Remember, bend the cost curve down. It bent the other way, boomerang the other way. Next topic I'm going to get to. There was an open letter penned by some 70 Republicans suggesting that Reince Priebus pull back funding, maybe even pull back data from your campaign. Have you talked to Reince? Are you in contact with Reince? Are you in contact with the RNC? Any truth to any of this?
Sure. Well, there's no truth, but I'm the one that's funding. I'm the one that's raising the money, and other people are getting to use the money that I raise. I'm putting up money for my own campaign, and as I did in as you know, I funded my own primaries, and I'm putting up money for my own campaign, but I'm raising a lot of money for the Republican Party. And, you know, there's actually, if you think, I mean, sometimes somebody will say, well, we're not going to support Trump. They're not going to support because these are not the people I want. Look at the mess, Eric. Look at the mess our country is in by using these political hacks.
I want to get to this, though. Have you been in contact? Have you called him?
Yes, I
have.
I spoke to him. He just put out a press release, and he just put out a tweet saying it's untrue. And, I mean, if it is true, that's okay, too, because all I'll have to do is stop funding the Republican Party. I'm the one raising the money for him. In fact, right now I'm in Orlando. I'm going to a fundraiser for the Republican Party. So if they want to do that, they can save me a lot of time and a lot of energy.
True, Donald. But one of the big things about the RNC is that they have this whole infrastructure of data and information and contacts and email lists and mailing lists and phone numbers. That is something that's important to your campaign. That's not at risk. Is that in jeopardy?
I don't know. I'll let you know on the 9th, on November 9th, meaning the 8th is your election and the 9th is when we find out whether or not that is all good. I think we're going to have tremendous voter turnout. We're going to have tremendous turnout from the evangelicals, from the miners, from the people that make our steel, from people that are getting killed by trade deals, from unemployed people that have been just decimated, from the military who are with Trump 100%, from our vets, because I'm going to take care of the vets. They haven't been able to take care of the vets. You have to see the Obama Veterans Administration is a corrupt enterprise. It's so bad. So, I mean, you'll see what happens. I don't know that we need to get out the vote. I think people that really want to vote, they're going to just get up and they're going to get out and they're going to vote for Trump. and we're going to make America great again.
All right, one more question before I let you go. I know you're on a busy schedule. A lot of people are asking on the left to see your tax returns. We want you to release those. People on the right also want to see Hillary Clinton's medical records. That's been bubbling up in the news lately. Your thoughts on both very quickly.
Well, look, I'm in a routine audit, and every lawyer tells you, including Greta, who is a lawyer, but she said, when you're under a routine audit, you don't give your tax returns. And when the audit's finished, I'd be pleased to give them. You're not going to learn. I've put in over 100 pages of documents. I built one of the greatest companies in the country. I put in over 100 pages of documents, some of the great assets of the world, and they already have that. You don't learn very much from tax returns. But when the audit's done, I've been audited now for, I think, 15 years straight, which is ridiculous because other people don't get audited. I know many rich people that never audited, but I've been audited for, I think it's 15 years straight. So we have another one, and when it's finished, we'll be glad to.
And what about Hillary's medical records? You want to see those, or you don't care?
No, I don't want to get into that. I think that would be inappropriate for me to come.
All right, we're going to leave right there, Mr. Trump. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next on the rundown, reaction to our interview with Donald Trump. Dana Perino will be right here right after this.